All right, we're live. This is going to be a lot of fun. So if you've been watching our channel the last 2 days, Kyle thinks the Celtics are going to draft Josh Jackson with the number 1 overall pick. I, on the other hand, I think they're going to, stick to the plan, stick to the big board, and take Markelle Fultz with the number 1 overall pick. So this is going to be a fun little show. We're going to have a friendly little debate. We're going to go back and forth a little bit. You've got 3 pages of notes. I've got nothing. It's all in my head.
Yeah, I figured I'd write it down. When I thought of this a couple days ago, I was like, and then you did that follow-up video. I'm like, this could be interesting because we usually agree on a lot of stuff. And it's nice that we finally differ in opinion and we can go a little bit back and forth and have different viewpoints. So I thought about it really. I'm like, what could I, sit here and think about and talk about why they would go Josh Jackson with the first overall pick. So, I wrote a couple points down because I have a terrible memory.
And we're gonna show everyone how to have a debate. All right, because like so many of you commenters, it's just like, oh, you're fucking stupid and this and that, and no, nobody's calling anyone stupid. We're gonna make our points, and that's that. Now I'm sure more people are gonna agree with me because like Fultz, like that's the consensus. But this is gonna be fun. So all right, so I'll let you go. Just what's your main point?
I mean, my main point, as I stated in my video a couple days ago, is you look at the playoffs that we've been watching, Celtics versus the Cavs. They've been going in at will to get to the 10. So you've got the best player in the world on the Cavaliers and LeBron James. By drafting a guy like Josh Jackson, yeah, he's a young pup, but this guy has all defensive NBA team written all over him. I think you can insert him in here. He's not going to stop LeBron because nobody can stop LeBron. Obviously, you can help him slow him down a little bit. He's got the size. He's 6'8". He's got the quickness and the athleticism to stay with him. So you can throw a body on him because they have Marcus Smart guarding him a lot, who's like 6'4", 6'5", bigger body guy. But it makes more sense to have Josh Jackson in here now. He can help stop the bleeding that is happening during the playoffs, okay? Plus, he can defend 1 to 4. So you could also stop other position players and other teams that you're playing. So yeah, he doesn't have the great offense now, but that can develop over time because he doesn't have to be the go-to guy with the Celtics. They have IT there. They've got, Al Horford's a little over the hill, but they have other options they can go to. So that jump shot can develop since it's a little broken. He can't create it himself, but maybe that can develop over the time now. The Celtics are in win mode now. So by drafting Markelle Fultz, is that really going to get them over the hump to beat the Cavs and get to the finals? I don't think so.
Well, if you're in a win-now mode, why don't you just trade for Paul George or Jimmy Butler?
What's that?
Why don't you just trade for Paul George or Jimmy Butler if you want to win now? That's the guy to guard LeBron.
Because, one, Paul George would never play with Boston. He's already made that very clear. And two,
but according to who? Who has he said this, or is this just bullshit reports?
No, it's true. He's going to L.A. He's come out and said he wants to play for L.A. We all know that. He's an L.A. kid. He's not playing. He's come out and said that. He doesn't want to play for Boston. He just wants to go out and play for the Lakers. We know this. And you'll see he'll be in a Lakers uniform. Plus, the Jimmy Butler deal you're saying will never happen because when they were trying to land a player, guess how much Atlanta Hawks tried trading for Jimmy Butler, and guess how much they were asking for. You're talking 4 first-round picks to get him. Who's going to do that deal? I mean, that's really going to – is anybody really worth 4 first-round picks to go get a guy? I don't think so. So I feel like you get a younger guy that could maybe develop into a Jimmy Butler. It just makes more sense. Plus, you still have the rights to the Brooklyn pick for the next, 2 years? Or is it? I know they definitely have it next year. So if you don't get your Markelle Fultz this year, you can worry about getting a guard in next year's draft.
But you're not going to get the number 1 overall pick, maybe.
You don't necessarily know that. You don't know that.
Markelle Fultz is like, I don't know. Maybe you don't think he's as good as I think he is. Like I think he's one of the best guards that's come out in the last decade. Like
nobody's a sure thing.
Nobody's a sure thing, but like Josh Jackson at number 1 just seems like such a stretch. if they want Jackson, they're going to trade with the Sixers. Like that's the way I feel. Now, my first argument for not drafting Josh Jackson. Let's go back to 2003. The Detroit Pistons had the number 2 overall pick. They went for fit instead of best player available. All right, so they pass on Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony. They take Darko. You don't always draft for fit.
No,
that's a perfect example of it. So that's just like one thing. Now this is where I guess we can debate about Isaiah Thomas a little bit, because I mean you can experiment potentially with Fultz and Thomas, but here's the thing: Isaiah Thomas is going to be 20. He's 28. He's going to be 29 by the time next summer rolls around. He's going to want that contract, right? He's going to get a max deal potentially. Are you really confident that he can be like really live up to that contract? He's 5'9". We saw how Allen Iverson broke down pretty quickly. So you're talking about a smaller guy. How is he really going to live out through that contract? Plus, the other thing too is this year an outlier? Is this just going to be that one year wonder kind of thing, and he's back to shooting 42%, maybe scoring still 20 points a game, but that field goal percentage goes down? I'm not like completely 100% sold that Isaiah Thomas is a superstar. He's a star, but he's not Markelle Fultz. I don't see it.
That's the risk you're going to have to take, though, Adrian. Yeah, he might not live up to that contract, but you're taking the same risk by drafting Markelle Fultz. And like I said before, nobody's a sure thing. I'm sure when Detroit was taking Darko Milicic, they didn't think he was going to be one of the biggest draft busts in history, but nobody's going to come in. We just don't know. It's a crapshoot, and the same thing with signing a guy to a big contract. Is he going to live out to making all that money? Yeah, he had a great season this year, but he's done enough to earn them the right to get paid that type of money. I mean, he literally willed the Celtics to become the number 1 seed.
That's great and all, but who cares? I don't care about that.
That's big. That's huge. He willed that team.
He did it for 1 year. Is this the outlier? Or is he going to keep doing this? Or is he going to be like Kyle Lowry and keep doing it? Lowry was a late bloomer. So it's an unknown.
It is an unknown. It's a crapshoot.
You got to pay him a lot of money. And it's like by 31, 32, his body's broken down. I don't know. That's a shitty situation to be in.
True. Could be. But you don't know. That's where being a great GM comes into play. And planning out and seeing, what are we going to do with our organization? Are we going to invest in Isaiah Thomas? Are we going to do that down the line? Who are we going to draft? Are we going to trade out of the number 1 pick? See, this is all decisions Danny Ainge is going to have to make. But if I was in his shoes, I would pay Isaiah Thomas the money. I really would. And then go out and get a free agent that could help him, because there isn't that many playmakers on this team. There isn't. They don't have really, low post game. They don't have a good defensive guy, big guy down there that can really defend the rim either. So they're still a few pieces away. So I think by doing this and signing Isaiah is the start to them really making that push to go to the finals, because there's a small window there. But by getting Markelle Fultz, you really think by inserting him into this team that they have enough to win now and make it to the finals. You're saying by inserting Markelle Fultz, drafting him at number 1, that's going to be enough to dethrone the Cavs, take them out of the East, and go all the way to the finals.
No, but in 5 years when LeBron's retired and Markelle Fultz is killing it, maybe that's when they win the title.
5 years from now, though, they've got that window now. They're
not going to beat. They're not beating the Cavs. They're not. It's the same thing as like the Pacers. They ain't beating the Cavs. It's not happening. It's just not. No. See, what I would do is I would draft Fultz. I would see if the Thomas and Fultz thing works out. If it doesn't work out, maybe you trade Thomas at the trade deadline. Whatever you want to do. I mean, it's because the problem with Fultz and Thomas playing together is there's no defense right now. Fultz is a guy that I think can develop some defense over time because, guy's 6'4", he's quick, he's agile, with a 6'10" wingspan. I think he can develop. into a solid defender. He's not really there right now. He was also on a shitty team, so like he didn't really give a shit a lot of the times on defense. I mean, I you could just tell. I mean, just, but yeah. So you made a point about how the Celtics really don't have any playmakers, and that's another reason why I think Fultz is a great pick for them. All of a sudden, you got a guy other than Isaiah Thomas that can play with the ball in his hands and create offense and get to the basket and all that. Now, the other thing about the sure thing that, nobody's a sure thing, but I feel like Fultz's game, man, like he just has it all down already. He can score on all three levels. He plays at he knows how to play with pace. He knows how to stop and go. He knows how to change speeds with the dribble. Great mid-range game. Get to the 10. I mean, I think he's got it all. He's got the vision. I think he's going to be another Dwayne Wade. He reminds me of Dwayne Wade.
And I'm not sitting here saying I don't like Markelle Fultz. I just want to let that known now. I'm not saying that I like Josh Jackson more than Markelle Fultz, but I just think it's a better fit for Josh Jackson to be in Boston right now. But I agree with you all. I mean, he can score at all three levels. I mean, I've heard that comparison to Dwayne Wade. I've also heard the comparison with JJ being compared to his ceiling would be T-Mac or a Kawhi Leonard, and his floor, obviously. I told you the comparison. I thought he'd be an Andre Iguodala.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. But that's the other point I would like to make to you. What do you think? Do you think, since we know Danny Ainge is a great GM, right? Okay. Do you think that Josh Jackson was their guy the whole time? They're just trying to drive the interest up to Markelle Fultz to make it think they're going to take Markelle Fultz for a team to kind of call up and mortgage their team, kind of like what they did with the Nets a couple years ago. Like, for instance, the Sixers. Do you think that they're driving the interest up so they can drive the price up on a Markelle Fultz, knowing that he would be a great fit for our team?
That's hard to say. I am curious to see what it would take to go from 3 to 1. I mean, if that's even a possibility.
I read it interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that the Bill Simmons trade was Saric, the Lakers pick, and to get up to 1. I would think it might even take more than that.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think Boston at this point, they might want players. They've got so many draft picks already. They might want Ja and Saric and I don't know. I think it would. I think it might take something preposterous to get to number 1, and it might be like, I don't know. Not that it might be too much, but it's going to be asinine.
That's what I'm thinking too, because of the way Danny Ainge does things and what he got out of.
He fleeced them.
He fleeced them, exactly. So what is it going to take?
BC would give up way too much.
And that's what scares me, because you got a great GM in Danny Ainge, and then you have a guy like BC that would be willing to – he probably thinks we have all these assets. Why don't we just give it up now to go get our guy so we can have our 3 stars? So let's say a Markelle Fultz, a Ben Simmons, and an Embiid. Is he willing enough to do that? And I could kind of see that happening. And then the Celtics still get their guy at 3 and Josh Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, now going back to our debate, now we talked about the free agents next summer. You got Bradley, Marcus Smart's restricted, and you got Isaiah Thomas. That's the other argument for Fultz right there. I mean, when you guys got free agents coming up, I mean, shit, So get Fultz. If you don't want to pay Thomas, fine. You save money that way. You got a better guard. I think Fultz is going to be a better player than Isaiah Thomas. I feel like Fultz is going to be that guy you can build around. I think he's going to be a freaking superstar, and it's hard for me to pass on that, man. I am pulling no Detroit Pistons 2.0 and taking another Darko. I'm taking the best player. I'm taking Markelle Fultz.
And it's a shame that because, the Celtics, who need front court help, they finally are in the driver's seat, and it's in the draft where they're loaded at the position already, where they have an abundance of guards. Kind of like in the Sixers situation where we kept taking big men every year, best player available. So it's like, when do you really draft for fit as opposed to best player available, being Markelle Fultz or, Josh Jackson. What do you do at that point?
Well, when you got a guy that can potentially be a top 5 player in the league, like, I don't know. It's hard for me to pass on that.
A lot of people are saying Josh Jackson could turn into that guy too.
I don't see that. He's not assertive enough. I can't score yet. Like okay. Here's the thing that people say about Jackson and his shooting. Like, they always bring up the fact that he shot 38% last year. The number that you got to look at that I've talked to about with scouts is you got to look at the free throw percentage. Free throw percentage is kind of what translates. Obviously, the 3-point line is farther away in the NBA, and so you look at his free throw. It's like what, 55 or whatever the hell it is.
It's like 55, 56%.
Yeah, so like the example that I gave in a comment the other day was Justice Winslow. Justice Winslow shot like 41%. From the 3-point line during his 1 year at Duke, but he had a bad free throw percentage. And at the NBA level, he's shooting like 25% over his career. The thing that people say about Kawhi Leonard was like, well, he developed his shot over time, but he actually shot a good free throw percentage in college, unlike Josh Jackson. So like that kind of – I'm going to actually look up Jimmy Butler right now. He's another guy. So it's like that's what you look at. So many people want to bring up the 38%. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
No, and I think that happened later on as the season went on, because he didn't start off shooting that. He improved as the year went on.
Yeah, he got really good at the end of the year. I will give him that.
So that's what
he shot.
That's what I'm thinking. If they do take Jackson, his offense it has time to develop though, because you're saying if they get a playmaker, Markelle Fultz, Josh Jackson really can't create for himself, which he can at this point. But if you go out and get a Gordon Hayward, pair him with, if you do sign IT, you have other guys that can create their shots for them, and he can kind of develop his offense over time. Develop that shot, because Jay Billis is going on and say he's the hardest worker in the draft. He's determined. He's got a determination like no other. He's got a ton of heart too.
I mean, I think this kid really worked hard. To maybe a respectable shooter, but I don't ever see like what Kawhi Leonard's doing.
I was surprised that Kawhi, because I didn't think Kawhi Leonard would be shooting what he is now when he was coming to the league because of that broken shot. But he really did. But I think that has a lot to do with him going to the Spurs too. It's a systems fit at that point, because I don't know if he'd be the player he was in Indiana if he didn't get traded.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Jimmy Butler always shot like 77% from the line.
That's not bad.
So there you go. Because he didn't even shoot 3-pointers in college, basically. 0.9 attempts per game during his career at Marquette. But he shot, but his free throw percentage, his career free throw percentage was 77.3%.
Great defensive guy coming out of college.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So the other argument that I'd like to make is the size in the backcourt. I mean, you got Bradley at 6'2", Thomas at 5'9", Fultz is a guy that's 6'4" with a 6'10" wingspan. So like even covering up like Thomas's size, if whatever, if you want to play them together, he might be able to do that a little bit. 6'4" with that 6'10" wingspan, man. Like he can get that shot off whenever he wants.
That's huge
because he's got elevation too, like on his shot. And I love me some Fultz, man.
I like Markelle Fultz too, and that's what I just wanted to say. I'm not a Markelle Fultz hater at all. That's why I'm just hoping this scenario does play out. If I get it right, that he somehow falls to the Sixers. Who knows if he will or not? Probably not, but you never know. And it's just what I see though is if they do take the Markelle Fultz, it's not like they can go get a guy in free agency, because you look at this free agent class, it's a lot of offensive-minded guys that can't really protect the rim either. So they do get a Markelle Fultz. You're saying this is just further down the line for the Celtics to be the dominant team.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to win now, but they're also building for the future. It's like it's an interesting position to be in.
Right. Because why wait out? Wouldn't you feel better as an organization that you beat King James? And who knows if he's really going to go on a decline? I mean, last night's game it was a fluke, I think. He had a bad game. It happened.
The Celtics aren't winning again.
No, definitely not. Because I think that the Cavs took their foot off the pedal. They probably expected to win because they dominated them the first 2 games. They didn't have Isaiah Thomas, their leader, so they probably thought they'd walk all over them. So kudos to Boston for going into the queue and defeating them. But who knows when his talent will fall off LeBron James? He could still be dominant for another 8 years. So why wait it out now?
Well, it's like, do you really see Josh Jackson being that difference maker to put Boston over the top? Like, I don't see that team beating Cleveland.
If they get him and get Hayward, I think it will have a better chance. If they get Hayward and Josh Jackson, I think they'll have a better chance than they did this season. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, they may have a better chance this season, but they ain't beating the Cavs.
They could. You don't know.
No, I know.
2 offensive guys. They have to get a big.
Nobody's beaten James in the last what? In the Eastern Conference, no one's beaten him in the last 7 years.
Yeah, because it's been so weak, man. It's been weak.
It has been weak, but like, I feel like that Pacers team is better than the Celtics team, and that Pacers team couldn't win.
It was a decent squad.
Yeah, because like that's when actually Roy Hibbert was actually good. So
right.
You had your rim protector, you had Paul George, you had your superstar, you had your top 5 player in the league. The Celtics team is
there's a lot of role players on the team.
Yeah, it's not a team that I envision going to the finals.
They need that superstar.
The Eastern Conference Finals is their ceiling. Markelle Fultz is the star, the superstar that could put them over the top. I mean, you're going to have – also, you got to remember, like, all these draft picks that they've been picking, they're going to develop over time too. I mean, not that I'm the biggest Jaylen Brown fan or, like, I'm not a big Marcus Smart fan. I don't think their draft picks actually recently have been that great.
No.
But, yeah, so like, guys can develop, they get better. But with Fultz, it's that's the guy to build around. I don't know. Does anyone else agree with me that he could be a top 5 player in the league? I think he can.
Now do you remember when Michael Beasley was coming out? Back when?
I wasn't a Beasley fan.
But he was projected to score at all 3 levels, was very long and athletic, and was projected to be a superstar. Not saying that they're the same player, but
I didn't like Michael Beasley coming out. I also didn't like Brandon Ingram last year. That was right on both of them.
I like Ingram. It takes time to develop. So you're thinking if they draft Fultz, he's going to be an instant playmaker. He's going to average 25 points a game?
Maybe by his, like, 3rd year, he'll average 25.
Okay. Maybe
his first 2 years, he averages, like, I don't know, 16, 18. You know?
Okay. So your soul is for them to be right for further down the road, and they're just waiting out LeBron, is what you're saying.
I mean, like that's just like one argument, but like not that they're waiting out LeBron. It's like again, it's like you're building for now and you're building for the future. You're still going to try and beat LeBron, but like I don't envision Josh Jackson coming to this team and like just putting them over the top with that. Like, again, it's like another basically kind of glue guy on not that I don't want to say that's a bad word to say, but I don't know how to describe Josh Jackson, but it's like another one of those, yeah, just like another guy on the Celtics. But Fultz is a superstar that I think he can be. But hey, like, you know, again, you don't know. Nobody's a sure thing, like you said. But Fultz, to me, man, I watch him. I don't know. I think I see it.
It's going to be a fun one to watch, and I'm hoping that, you know, we don't get fleeced. So let's jump to that, because Sixers, because I kind of made my point. Do you have anything else to say about this? Yeah,
we don't really need to. We don't really need to say anything further. I'll say this because I was listening to the Vertical. They had a guy from the DraftExpress.com. They had whoever the other guy was. They had like a 3-man panel. And they basically echoed everything we said last week. You know, like, is Josh Jackson really a fit here in Philadelphia? Who's going to be your go-to scorer? Who's going to be, you know, the guy that's going to shoot the ball for you? All of a sudden, you got a team like Josh Jackson, Ben Simmons. These guys can't shoot. Sure, you can develop the shot over time, but it's like, again, it's like you got 2 guys that can't shoot right now. Are you really going to rely and think that both of them are going to develop into something, or like is one of them even going to develop? Who knows? They said that the Sixers should attempt to trade back and take Malik Monk, and that's something that we were huge on last week. I mean, Malik Monk's the guy that we've wanted all year. I mean, that's the best fit for the Sixers.
And right, and we are kind of in the same predicament, like I was saying with the Celtics, overabundance of certain players. But it's when do we wait now? We don't take best player available. It's time to go get a player of fit, I would say, rather than taking best player available. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a no-brainer at 3 to take Josh Jackson. Well, it's really not, because where is the scoring going to come from? If you insert Malik Monk into this lineup, I think he's going to be able to hit open shots. He can hit contested shots. And people are saying he's a one-trick pony, which he's not. A lot of guys at Kentucky get overshadowed because I feel like Booker was the same way. If you look at it, he didn't really do a lot of driving to the basket. He was mainly a shooter out there. And I feel like the same thing is happening to Monk. He's being labeled as just a one-trick pony when he's not. So you trade back and you go get this guy, because I feel like he could light it up, and it would spread our offense. It would just open our offense up by getting this guy.
Well, the dumb thing that people are saying is like, oh, you can just draft shooters in the second round.
No,
not necessarily. How many second rounders really pan out? Like what, 10% of them? Like whatever it is. Sure, you'll get your Danny Greens every so often, but and even looking at this draft, the shooters in the second round, not too many of them.
Yeah, and I think there's a huge drop off, saying from Malik Monk to the shooters that are going to fall in the second round. I mean, that's just saying like
I don't think people realize how great of a shooter Malik Monk is. That's the problem. People just don't see it.
It's like saying, Holmes is just as good as Nerlens Noel. It's that whole debate. Just because they both block shots, or just saying Malik Monk and whoever you would draft in the second round, all they can do is shoot, and you just wait on it. I don't agree with that at all, and it's a huge talent drop-off.
Yeah, I mean, it's Monk. See, the difference between Monk and a guy you're going to get in the second round, the guy you're going to get in the second round needs, he's going to need that Ben Simmons drive and kick. He's going to need a pass. But Malik Monk can create his own shot. I mean, one of the things that he does best, that pull-up jumper. You take a couple dribbles and a couple rhythm dribbles, get to your spot, take your shot. He hits contested shots. I mean, you brought that up. I mean, I've said this how many times? I mean, I haven't seen a guy in college basketball hit as many contested shots as he has. Like, it's unbelievable. So, I don't know. I think Malik Monk is going to be a really good player. I mean, I don't want to make this sound like I'm comparing him to Steph Curry, but there's a little bit of Steph Curry in there.
Big shot. He can hit big shots in pressure cooker time. He's got good athleticism, so he's got some ups. He can take guys off the dribble. He can come off the screens, hit an open shot. He does need to work on driving to the cup, because he does like to step back, a lot of jump cuts and hit shots. He likes to rely on a shot a lot more, but he really can create his own shot. Step backs, we've seen plenty of those. He's got a nice little quick first step where he can jump back and hit shots over the shoulder. I mean, he will bulk up. He could put on some weight in the NBA. Remember, he's only 19 years old, so I know people are saying he's so small, but come on.
I love that people are like, well, he's 6'3" and scrawny. It's like as if they don't know that Steph Curry is like scrawny as fuck too.
It doesn't matter. And he can rise up. He's 6'2", but he can rise over defense.
Oh, he's super athletic. He's got what's his vertical? It's like 42 inches or whatever.
It's pretty high.
Yeah, he's a very athletic kid. So I mean, he's perfect for this team. Drive and kick with Ben Simmons. One of the best things he does is the trail three. And you think about what this team could be with Ben Simmons. His ability to grab and go with the defensive rebound and head up the floor. You're going to have, Malik Monk on your trail three. Now, my ideal scenario is this. I'm still in the mindset of taking Josh Jackson at 3, even though I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm maybe 60% sold on it. But my thinking is draft him and try and get back into the top 10, whether that means, trading Okafor and your first next year and a bunch of your seconds. I don't know. I don't know what what it would take, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go back into the top 10, try to get number 6, 7, or 8, whatever, and that's when I would take Malik Monk.
Well, to do that, we'd have to jump up to 6 with Orlando. Now, we've paired with Orlando before when we did the Alfred Payton deal and got Dario Saric. So that's going to be the guy that they're going to target too. They want Malik Monk too.
Wait, are you saying there was a trade in the NBA draft?
Yeah, there was.
One of our commenters doesn't think there's trades in the draft.
Yes, there is. As surprising as that may seem, there is trades in the NBA draft. But that's what it's going to do because Phoenix isn't going to take him, and neither is the Kings at 5. And I doubt they even want to do dealings with us anymore after what happened. I wish we had a picture of that shirt.
That's the other scenario. People are like, well, trade the 3 for the 5 and the 10.
Yeah, I don't think they want to even come near the Sixers. The Kings are pretty much done with us. I really wish I had a picture of that shirt with Hinkie stepping over Vlade Divac. Like the whole AI stepping over Tyronn Lue, they just switched. I mean, it was a great shirt, but that's what it's going to have to take. Yeah. And what is it going to take? Because Orlando has 2 first-round picks this year. And I saw a trade scenario where they were saying, we'll do Okafor and a couple second-round picks. That's not going to be enough to jump up to the top 10. You're going to have to either include that Kings pick, which I don't want to do, or the Lakers pick. I think we should try to throw that Lakers pick in there because I don't think it's going to be as valuable now as it has been in the past couple of seasons.
I wouldn't trade because you still have the other pick too, the Sixers pick next year. So
right.
I'm trying to trade some players and with that first. That's what I would do. I don't want to give up the Lakers pick. Even I'm sure that's what they would want, but
yeah, because they need players. They need players and they need draft picks. They've been in the top 10 for a while now. They just haven't hit on a couple guys like Mario Hezonja. They kind of missed on. Aaron Gordon's a developmental player, but I don't know what it's going to take. We have a slew of second rounders. Is it going to take a couple guys? I know Dario's name's been thrown around a couple times, but I'm not willing to give up Dario Saric.
I would for the first pick.
For the first overall? Yeah, that trade scenario, that was the one I was going to say, but you had read that same one. I think it might be worth it to get Markelle Fultz too, but to jump up to 6, nah, I'm good. But would you protect our pick for next season?
That's hard for me because I think Malik Monk's going to be a star. That's tough.
It is.
But it would probably have to take Dario in the first to get to the top 10.
Easily, and maybe a couple seconds too. It might take 2 players, and if it's our pick, though, would you put a protection on it?
Well, it's all about protections, huh? Top 3 protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Put a top 3 protection on it.
Like it's been done to us.
Yeah, right. My scenario: take Jackson, trade back in the top 10, and if it doesn't happen, okay, whatever. But
that would be a dream. If that happened, I would be happy with that. If we got Jackson and Monk, I think I might like that better than Markelle Fultz.
I'm willing to trade a lot of players for the number 1 pick because if you have that foundation if you have that trio with Fultz, Simmons, and Embiid, and if they can stay healthy, holy Christ, that is a trio. That is a trio like Durant, Harden, and Westbrook.
And Westbrook, yeah, like this, like the Thunder did way back when the Supersonics. They were bad.
That's how you win titles. You got to have a trio. The Celtics don't have, stars.
Not like they did when they had KG, Ray Allen, and the Truth, Paul Pierce.
Yeah. You
do need 3 players, and I mean, that's why I feel like. And I've heard. Did you read the reports too that there's been calls for the 3rd pick? Calls for the 3rd? What, for the Sixers? Yeah. Yeah, Brian Colangelo has received a couple of.
Well, it's like a position. It's a weird position to be in because Josh Jackson, that number 3 best player available. I see a lot of people just think he's a seamless fit, and again, it's I'm not 100% sure because he can't shoot yet.
Right.
That's exactly what the vertical was saying. They agreed with us.
It is a problem where you're going to get your offense, and it's not like we're in the Celtics situation where you have other players that can, help you out with that. It's like you have two guys that are developing their shots, and then you have Embiid. But who is going to create their own shot out there? And that's assuming that Dario is going to be coming off the bench. Like you had said, you see that in the future for him.
Yeah. Dario.
And it's going to be awesome, guys, because we'll be at the draft too. So we'll witness this all firsthand.
We are going to the draft. And if they take Jackson at number 1, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I don't know if I'd just like bow to you or whatever. Like, I'll give you all the credit in the world if they take Jackson. I just don't see it happening.
Okay.
The only way Josh Jackson is going to Boston is if they trade back to 3.
And if he does go, we're not completely sold that the Lakers would pass on Fultz either over Ball. Say he does get taken number 1, we all assume that Ball would go number 2. I think they would pull the trigger on Fultz before they would Ball.
I think they're going Ball. That's just what it's going to be. The LA, I don't know. It just Magic Johnson's that point guard too. I'm sure he sees a lot of himself in Lonzo. I think they're going Ball. Like it's like 95% chance.
If Markelle Fultz is still there, they're still going Ball.
I think so. I think so.
And I've also heard that D'Angelo has been linked to us too, that they're trying to ship him off. Would you go after D'Angelo?
I don't want him.
I don't want him either.
I don't want him. They can keep him.
When I saw that, I was like, oh God. I'm like, I hope the only way I would do that if it was for Okafor straight up. Okafor for D'Angelo Russell.
How funny would that be? God. They picked Russell over Okafor. Now they're going to trade. Oh, man, that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. But that's the only way I'm doing that deal.
Man, what can we even get for Okafor at this point? Jesus.
A bucket of chicken, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe like a used washer.
Saric is going to have more value than Okafor.
Who?
Saric is going to have more value than Okafor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't even give up used clothes for Okafor. Like, he's worthless. You can't get nothing for him.
Remember when people gave a shit for saying Embiid was better than Okafor?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. We got so much guff for that.
Oh, man.
Crap. It was complete crap. And now look at it.
Y'all got to listen to us.
Once in a while, we hit on some stuff.
I mean, we're not always right, but
No, but I mean, we did catch a lot of crap for that.
We did. Yes, we did. And then when I, rubbed it in people's faces, they didn't comment back. So it's typical. Yeah, you're gonna hear it from me if you call me names, and 6 months later, I was right.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's like people were giving me shit because I didn't like Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, you did get a lot of crap for that.
I got a lot of shit for that. I was like, I don't like Brandon Ingram. I don't think he's like the greatest thing ever. He might be a solid player, but he's no star. And I mean, it's only 1 year. You can still, be a good player, but
I still like him. I'm still a big fan of Brandon Ingram.
I didn't like Brandon Ingram last year. I was all Ben Simmons, man.
Well, those two will be linked for a good while. We're gonna follow their careers.
Oh yeah.
Time, because that was a huge ordeal during that draft. It's like, where do we go, Ingram or Ben Simmons? And that's why I can't wait for Simmons to hit the court and see what we finally got. Because that's not a short thing. He's going to be a star either.
Oh, it's not. Oh, definitely not. Not at all.
But all the signs point to him being there.
I would think so. I mean,
yeah.
The ball handling, the creativity, just like what he can do with the fast break. The fast break is what's like taking Jackson. That makes me cream my pants thinking about that fast break. Like, you got Jackson on the wing. You got Simmons with the defensive rebound. He's going. And then you're going to have Embiid trailing for the 3. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic.
It'd be like those Suns teams in the earliest 2000s. You got Nash, Marion, and Amari.
Yeah, except Amari can't shoot.
And
Embiid can't. Actually, Amari was actually not a terrible shooter, but he's no Embiid.
No, he's no three-point shooter either. But, man, those teams were fun. I love watching those guys play. They didn't play no defense, but they could really blow the top off the
Yeah, we'll be playing defense at least.
Yeah, we'll be playing defense at least, but that's a signature of Mike D'Antoni a little bit. Not that great of a defensive coach. He just likes to run and gun and score a lot.
Yeah, that's why Houston's never going to win the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Other than that, I mean, we just went for like 45 minutes. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Just to touch on a little bit of the other NBA. Do you see? I think it's going to happen, but obviously the Dubs are going to sweep the Spurs tonight because I don't think Kawhi Leonard's coming back, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
I think they're just going to hold him out, and I just really wish I would have seen what that would have been like. But what do you think of Durant's comments, real quick? Do you think he's really turned over a leaf, that he's become a really cocky, arrogant player?
Wait, what's that?
Like, what do you think about?
I'm looking at okay. So Kawhi Leonard likely out.
So he is out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Why even put him out there when you're down 3-0? I mean, why even risk his health? Just go on next year.
You're talking about the 100% made the right decision? Is that the quote you're talking about?
No, it's just a couple. It's just ever since he, lost last year and joined the Dubs, he's just got this chip on his shoulders. Like, he's just got this huge attitude problem with everybody now.
Kind of like LeBron did when he left, huh? It's like the same thing.
Yeah, same. And what's messed up is KD made fun of LeBron when he did that, but then he turns around and does the same thing. But say the Dubs do go, which they will, and win the championship, do you think he leaves the Warriors and goes back to Oklahoma City?
No, I think he stayed at Golden State.
You think he's staying in Golden State?
He's going to keep chasing titles.
Okay.
Prove that legacy.
Well, they're going to have to sign him and Curry because they're both up because he's got a player option. I think Curry's a player option too, or is he unrestricted? I think he's unrestricted.
Let me check that out. Steph Curry spot rack.
Pretty sure he's unrestricted free agent.
Spot rack. He is unrestricted free agent.
That's what I thought. So they're going to have to maybe retain them too. I mean, it's going to be a lot of money because Steph's their franchise player. If they can somehow retain KD, I see Klay Thompson leaving that barrage of teammates. I would love for us to chase him.
Ooh. That would be a shooter I'd be interested in.
If he's the, I think he's the one.
That's a better shooter than the guys in the second round. I'll tell you that much.
Now, only a little bit. I mean, there's not much of a drop off.
You're going to take Malik Monk if the shooters in the second round. You just take those guys.
There's no drop off there, Adrian. I mean, Klay Thompson could just shoot. That's it. That's all he could do. But I think he'll be a guy to leave Golden State because his payday, I think, is not another two seasons. But he's going to leave and get his payday at some point.
Let me look at that one too.
Because Draymond's locked up.
Claymond.
I think he leaves when he's 28 or 29.
Clay's 27.
So he leaves in 2 years, right?
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 years from now. I'd still take him, even at 29. I don't care. That guy can shoot the lights out the court.
Well, like him getting older, the game's going to be fun because he doesn't rely on athleticism.
Nope.
He's a shooter, so
they can stay until they're 40. And then old Vince Carter's not retiring yet. I think that's awesome too. Still chasing that title, Vince.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. It's time unless you got something else.
Do we have any questions?
All right. Yeah. Sure. I'll look at the comments. I'll look at them. Calling us idiots and shit.
Because my final thought was kind of
people don't call us idiots. Only like the trolls do. We have good fans. Actually, our fans are awesome.
Yeah, they are. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support. Because my final thought was kind of
people. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
What's that? No, that was a playback. I was just saying my final thought was whether or not you thought KD was going to stay with the Dubs or go back to Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm just looking. There's actually not a lot of comments. Boston could sign Gordon Hayward. Yep, we talked about that already. What position would Jackson play? He'd be the 3. Mm-hmm. What about adding a Gordon Hayward to the Sixers to help with scoring? I think Hayward's going to Boston because of the Brad Stevens thing. Yeah,
I would love to have Hayward here, but I mean, ultimately, I think he'd leave the Jazz because he'd still be able to get another payday after the 4 years if he left Utah.
Oh, man. Somebody said Sixers should trade Embiid for the first pick.
No.
No.
No way.
No way. I am still we'll see about it. That's going to be an interesting show. We should do that soon about whether the Sixers should
re-sign him.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I say yes just because of how good he can be. Like, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm already giving away our show.
We could do that, and I say we could probably do a free agency show too.
Yeah, we'll get that going at some point. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I know a couple fans have been asking about that too. A couple followers have been asking to do a free agent show, but we will be doing that, guys. I figure we could do that closer to around the draft.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out. Who cares about the Celtics? Go Sixers. Well, we should care about what the Celtics do because if they don't take Markelle Fultz, that means the Sixers are going to take Markelle Fultz. It matters.
Yeah, it's all entwined. And plus, they're in our division too, so we're linked to them. We're linked.
Eric is wondering how old Gordon Hayward is.
He's 27, I think. Eric
is 27. Just turned 27 in March. So
he doesn't look, and he's gotten better every year.
He is the lone white guy I would take in the NBA. The lone white American.
I like Kevin Love too, even though he's soft.
Okay, actually, yeah.
Kevin Love.
You guys have a lot of free time on your hands. So he didn't like the fact that we don't think that Embiid should be traded for the number 1 pick. So we got a hater now because we disagreed with him. That's the shit. Remember at the beginning of the show when I was talking about like having a friendly debate and going back and forth and like it's like everything always turns to insults. People turn to insults for whatever reason.
Day and age we live in, you're not allowed to have an opinion. If you don't go along with the sheep, then you're scrutinized for it.
Yeah, so we didn't agree with him that Embiid should be traded for the number 1 overall pick, and now all of a sudden we have a lot of free time on our hands. Even though I write professionally, I've been on Fox. I mean, shit, man.
It happens.
I think I'm good. I've covered multiple Super Bowls. I think I'm fucking good. A lot of free time on your hands. Paul Millsap to Sixers. What do you think about that?
I mean, he'd be an offensive option. I don't know really how he'd fit here. Maybe if he came off the bench, he's like 33 now. So as a veteran presence, I probably wouldn't mind a Paul Millsap. If it was for the right, like a 2-year deal, maybe.
Yeah, 32. I'd probably stay away from him. To be honest with you.
Depending on how much money. I mean, he's just at this point. I don't know how he'd really fit with the Sixers. As a bench player, only I'd probably take him. He wouldn't get into the starting lineup.
No. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But I think he's ready to leave Atlanta.
Eric says, okay, I'm interested. No major injuries. I'm good with that white boy, but that's it for now. So he and I think alike.
I would love Gordon Hayward here. I just don't think he'd come here.
I don't think so either.
Because you look at Utah, they're competing. They're very competitive in the West, and Boston is still up there with Cleveland as the 2 best teams in the East. So I would love for somebody to leave the West finally and come give some competition over to the East here. I was hoping KD would leave and come to Washington. Just get some of that talent out of the West and over here.
I'm not going to lie. I'd like to see him return to Utah.
You see what they can do there?
I like that. Like, I mean, not that they're going to win a title or anything, but I just like watching that team play.
They're fun.
Rudy
I like
Gobert
it too.
is awful to watch. I mean, Gumby as a 7 foot, whatever he is, like huge.
He's got like an 8-foot wingspan.
Yeah, he's like 18-foot wingspan. Got Hayward on that team. I like that team, man.
George Hill.
Yeah. George Hill's like an underrated point guard.
His decision is going off of what George Hill does, though. He's come out and said that if they don't re-sign him, he has come out and said that he's looking elsewhere, and it just makes so much sense for him to link up with Brad Stevens again.
Yeah. Eric says no 30-plus year starters. I agree. Agreed. Except Kyle Lowry's 31.
Yeah, he's old. That's why I don't want no KL here.
Oh God, please no. They're gonna do that though.
Isaac's at 3 and KL in the free agency.
Oh my God! If they do that, can you imagine if they took Isaac? Oh my God! Trade back and take Isaac.
I'm walking if that happens. I'm done.
We're gonna be attending the draft too.
I know. I'll walk home if that happens.
I ain't walking home.
I'm walking home. I'm throwing my phone at the stage and I'm walking home. It's done. Not happening. I swear to God, they better not draft Jonathan Isaac. I know Tim Legler's come out and said that he's going to be a superstar later on down the road.
I mean, hey, I'm not right about everybody, but Isaac just doesn't seem like that to me.
Yeah, he said he would be around KD's talent, and I was like, what? I was like, I don't see that, Legler.
Nah.
Like Legler, what? I usually like Legler's input.
I mean, he's going to be a good defensive player, defensive versatility. He's got a lot of that, but I'm not an Isaac guy.
And he wasn't even talking about that. He was just saying that his offense is so far, around KD's. He's just a stronger KD, but physically he's got all the tools. He's got a great shot and all this other stuff. And I didn't really see that when I watched.
His shot isn't like effortless like KD's shot.
No.
KD is just, I don't know.
He's got a smooth stroke.
But yeah, come on. Isaac, come on. Lauri Markkanen is going to be better than Jonathan Isaac.
I think he's going to go to the Kings.
Might.
Marketing. Unless he goes to Dallas.
I mean, I think the Kings are going to take Fox at 5.
No, I'm saying at 10.
Oh, okay. Marketing might. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see how long he lasts. Marketing. Let's see. Let's take a look. Well, we could. Actually, we're already an hour in, so maybe we shouldn't take a look because this could take another 30 minutes.
It could. But I either see him going to Dallas or the Kings. Definitely.
Dallas, the next Dirk.
Yeah, learning behind Dirk, what better? And then they re-sign Noel out there, so you don't really have to worry about his defensive deficiencies.
It's very true. It's a good point. It's a really good point. Yeah.
Unless
he's not a good defender.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love it. I know it's not going to happen. I'd love to go get Nerlens, but it's not going to happen. I've let those thoughts sleep.
Back.
Yeah, bring him back. We fleeced them. We got Simba and we got 2 second-round picks. Woo! And we'll give him $100 million, baby. Let's do it.
We're gonna draft 2 all-star shooters with those second-round picks.
Yes, we are. Hey, man, if we could hit on if we ever did get a Draymond Green with one of our second-round picks, or a knockdown shooter, or like a Gilbert Arenas, or even as Isaiah Thomas, that'd be great. But
wait, did you just say Gilbert Arenas?
Yeah. He was the second-round pick.
Oh, I misinterpreted something. I don't know. I was looking at something.
Yeah, I was saying because we've got, I think, 20-some in the next 5 years. We've got like 20-some second-round picks.
Yeah, if we get Gilbert Arenas, that'd be great. Sixers are interested in J.J. Redick. Yes, I've heard that as well. I'd take J.J. as an upgrade over Nick, says Eric.
Over Stauskas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we draft Jackson, would you be interested in Patty Mills?
I wouldn't mind Patty Mills.
Yeah, I don't hate Patty Mills.
I like him.
I mean, he'd probably be your backup point guard. Maybe he would be your. I don't know. Would he be your?
He would definitely be a backup, I think.
Yeah. Patty Mills, yeah, I like because he can shoot a little bit.
He can really light it up. I love his 3-point range. Plus, you have another Australian, that Australian connection.
Haha, true. I didn't think of that. That's good. Yeah. Ben Simmons is like the only Australian that didn't go to St. Mary's. Rest of those kids did.
Did they? Patty Mills and all them went there?
Patty Mills went there. Yeah. That's what St. Mary's is known for. It's like
basketball.
Half their team is made up of Australians.
Really?
Well, not half, but like that's what they're known for. They're known for recruiting Australians.
Oh man. Joe Ingles, I wonder if he went there. I know he's a free agent. We just bring all the Aussies in that can shoot threes. I would love that. Yeah, I wonder if that's what people would like if we take Jackson at 3 and then just chase all these free agents like a Joe Ingles, a Patty Mills, and then J.J. Redick's that can like light it up.
Yeah.
But I'd still rather go with the Monk.
J.J. Redick's going to get like $15 to $16 million a year.
I would hate that. And he's older and he's so injury prone. I would hate for them to pour all that money into him.
J.J. Redick, let's see how old he is.
Dude, he was drafted in like 06. He's got to be like 33 by now.
He's going to be 33 June 24th. Now, he's a shooter, so like with age, it's fine, but
he's been hurt a lot though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna love it if they sign him.
Nah. If they give him a 1-year deal.
They need shooters. I mean, they need shooters, but that's interesting.
I could go for a 1-year deal with J.J. Redick.
Guys, use your connection to get me in as the shadow GM. $500K a year is my price.
Who said that?
Eric.
Done deal.
Done.
We'll
get him in there, man. Get him in there.
We'll get you in.
Actually, the one guy that we're going to be bringing in a Sixers guy, at least I'm going to ask him again. The guy's name is Dave Rzinski. He actually used to work for the Sixers. So we're going to be getting a guy that might, like, he actually had some, like, you know, like when I was talking to him last year, like some insider information about, you know, how Noel's like this prick and, you know, shit like that. But yeah, I'm not going to get too much into that. But Dave Rzinski, he's going to be good for this show.
Perfect. You know, it's always good to have that, you know, type of knowledge on the show for sure.
Yeah. So can't wait to get him in here. So I don't know when I'll get him. I'll talk to him some point. I talked to him the night that we had that fraternity thing. That weekend. I actually did a video with him, and then I deleted it because.
The one at the bar where you couldn't hear anything? Was that him?
Yeah. Well, I went after Nick Fierro, and right now I'm trying to get a job with Calkins Media, and I know that Ed Kratz is like friends with Nick Fierro, so I deleted that video.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I might be working for Calkins Media pretty soon, but we'll see. I'm in talks with them potentially, but yeah, so
that's awesome, man. Congrats.
Well, I don't know if I'll get it. Like,
well, good luck.
I told them like I want to be the Eagles guy. Like I don't want to come in and cover high school shit. I want to be the Eagles guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if like, because like, would I rather keep writing about the Eagles for Philly Influencer or, you know, take a high school gig? It's, you know, but even though it's Calkins Media, it's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely, man. Maybe you and Fran Duffy at one point could be doing stuff.
Yeah. Dude, I'd love to work for the Eagles, man. Shit.
Dream scenario, bro.
That was my first interview out of college was with the Eagles. And I thought it was just going to be so easy, man.
Tough. This is a tough industry.
That was my first interview out of college was with the Eagles. And like I remember I walked through the NovaCare complex. First person I see is Joe Banner. And I was just like in such awe of everything. Because you like all like the memorabilia and like all that. Oh my God. Then you meet Dave Spadaro and like you meet all these guys. See now I'm cool because like now I've had experience and you know I've talked to players and shit like that. But back then I was just fresh out of college, you know, like
you're star-stunned, man. You're starstruck.
Yeah, I was starstruck, and I wish I could have that interview again.
Keep trying, man. We keep trying. He's got.
Yeah, I mean, I have his email. His name's Chris McPherson. I talked to him at the Hall of Fame luncheon that I was at, like February, whatever it was. So, obviously, we have connections at Philly Influencer with the Eagles because Fran Duffy came on our show. So.
His brother's a good dude too.
Oh, you know the Duffys.
I know Jason. I went to school with Jason.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's on 90. He's on 94.1.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't listen to the radio.
Yeah, no, he's on there. He does a lot of. He's cool.
Okay.
Good guy.
I would love to lock myself in a room with Fran and watch tape for 12 hours. I don't care if that sounds gay as hell.
He's very knowledgeable.
Dude, he like, oh my God, dude. I think he's tremendous.
Yeah, he's awesome. And I saw that he was on PI. Sean posted that video, and that was awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that's dude. PI. We're trying to like really get the Facebook Live thing going and getting guests in. I know. He said he's trying to get John Clark into the studio. Like, so we're getting there with PI. We're getting there.
It's awesome, man. It's all good stuff.
Making moves. But but Sean keeps saying, Sean is like so scared of losing me. He's like, dude, I know you're gonna get a job with the Eagles at some point, like writing for them. He's like expecting me to get one any second now, and still hasn't happened.
And it will happen when it's supposed to. Don't give up.
Well, if I get some with like writing for the Eagles, I'm still gonna do the Bitter Birds. I'm still gonna do it. Just like Sean is doing PI. Like he works for Fox, but he still does the PI thing. So I'll still do the Bitter Birds.
Yeah, man.
The Bitter Birds.
What's that?
Yeah, I would try and get like Eagles players on the Bitter Birds if possible. If I ever worked for the Eagles or something.
That'd be awesome too, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah, this is really come along. I really enjoyed doing this, and we've got a great fan base. So I appreciate all you guys watching. Now that we're going on like an hour and
yeah. You guys can have me on the show when I'm a future Eagles employee in August. Is that like Sixers? What? Chris K is just trolling. He does not like the fact that we made him look stupid. I hope you get the gig, brother. Thanks, Eric. Be patient. It's coming. Yeah, dude. It's just like I've been waiting for it for like 3 years now. Randy, are you like serious or are you joking around? No, I know the store, man. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was wondering if we could somehow like connect, like if we had phone calls and like as opposed to like the instant message. I don't know if you can do that though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how that much about Hangouts. I don't know, is there somehow to link it through that so we could get calls on top of getting the instant message? That would be awesome.
So, Randy, you're going to be working for the Eagles in August. That's really cool.
Good for you, man. What are you going to be doing?
And we'll figure it out. Chris K, look who finally got a job. Dude, I've had a job, motherfucker. Are you serious? He's just hating. Hater's going to hate. He's jealous. Hatred is fueled by jealousy. It's like everyone knows this. Fucking wishes you were me. Probably like 100 times better looking too. You get fucking pussy and shit. All right, final thoughts. Got anything?
I did my final. Do you have any?
Yeah, I fuck Chris K. That's my final thought. He can suck.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna block him too. It is a privilege, okay? It is a privilege to be in our comment section. You are forever blocked, Chris K. You're gone. Bye. See ya.
These guys. This guy and then the last guy show that was yelling all those profanities last time. I mean,
I know why people hate, because you want to be me. That's all it is. Jealous.
You're always going to have the haters, man. You should just let them run their mouths.
Retail PR, I think. Got to get through my current internship right now. Cool, man. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Good luck with that.
I second that. LOL, fuck Chris K. In the face!
You're too small.
You're too small.
You're too small.
Too small. Can't hang with the Bitter Birds. All right. We're out. I got no more final thoughts. Nobody. God, we went over an hour, but we're out.
Later, guys.